Hello, everyone. This is Brandon Todd. I am here live at the Medicare Gurus sales floor, and all summer we're going to be coming to you live every day at 12 o'clock, Monday through Friday. What we're doing is it's a simple thing. We got a live sales floor out here, and we're coming in at 12 o'clock every day. We don't know what's going to happen, but people want to come in here and talk sales. We call it our sales dojo. We're going to come in and talk sales. Right now, looks like everyone's on the phone. Victoria just got off. Got a good sale this morning and all that. She's coming in. Oh, well, it looks like more people are coming in.
Hey.
We don't know what's going to happen. It's just gonna flow. So we did this yesterday on a test run. It'll be going out to tape, and it'll be going out, and people are in and out having to leave because they're making sales and all that. But this is our room where we can come in and talk sales and see how we can improve our sales and all that. So welcome, Penny, Victoria. How y'all doing?
Good.
All right, so we're going to forget we're on camera now. All right, so I had to do that to get us started. So how's it going on the floor? And you got a sale this morning?
Yeah,
and
I got one first thing this morning.
Yeah?
I
How
almost
you
had
doing?
one first thing this morning, but hopefully she had no email and no cell phone. So we couldn't complete our process. I found her the right thing, and I think it's going to help her a lot. But we scheduled an appointment for tomorrow afternoon when her brother can maybe come over and bring his cell phone, and we should be able to get her fixed up.
Just to be able to get it signed?
Good
Yeah,
suggestion.
Yeah.
exactly.
You got an exact appointment?
Yeah, we do. We have a specific time, so hopefully we'll finish her up that way.
So what do y'all want to talk about? What's the biggest challenge, fear, frustration, whatever you're having here, or what are you super excited about?
Well, I have a question. So since we've been getting a lot of Medicaid clients who are apt to hopping around from plan to plan, every time they see a commercial on TV, what would you recommend? How would you recommend approaching those people so they're not doing that and that your policy isn't undone by another agent? What do you recommend how to combat that?
Yeah, so that's great. How do you be a better husband or girlfriend or wife or whatever than the other person that they never want to leave? You know, it's about doing such a good job for them, connecting with them on such a deep level that their bar gets raised for what it's going to take to get them. So everyone out there, I know some former jobs y'all probably had, and everything that seems to be happening in our industry right now is working around. Get on the phone, go. And what that's doing is it's conditioning our senior population to just look every AEP. And so the two metrics that matter we've always talked about are, how many sales you get, but how long they stay as well. So that longevity, because we're in this business of the long-term residual income. You guys are here because we pay long-term residual income. And that's what we're trying to build as a book of business. So how do you wow them? What I did finally in my career was I would just start out by seeding those expectations of them from the beginning. So in the presentation, y'all have heard me say, and if you have the guts to say it, it's hard for people to do it, but it's like, listen, what we're going to do is we're going to walk through this, get this all taken care of for you, however you say that, and say, my goal here in this conversation is to be the best insurance agent you've ever had. Because for me in my career, the way I'm going to, there's a lot of people you can buy your insurance from. I want it to be me, but not only I want you to be my customer and take good care of you, but I want you to tell all your friends and family and everyone else about me. And when your kids get on Medicare, I want to take care of them. And when their kids get on Medicare, I want to take care of them. The way I'm going to make that happen is I'm going to be the best insurance agent you ever had. So you have me as long as you need me right now. First of all, whoever said that to him before?
Nobody.
Right. And so that sets up a whole new paradigm for them. So they're now sitting there like, now you got something to live up to. A lot of people aren't doing it. Now, you guys do a really good job on the phone and really do a good, thorough job for your clients. You guys are improving really good on that now. But how do you set that aside for them? How do they know what a good job you did for them? Because in their mind, okay, I bought insurance today, right? Now, if you say that in the beginning, when you do that good job, then they're like, wow, this is the best insurance agent I ever had, right? Because you seeded that thought in the beginning. So giving voice to that, first of all, is the first thing. Then doing a good job. And then, the other thing is you cannot get into a hurry anytime. You can never rush a human interaction. Again, if you're trying to build a multi-generational client, how long is too long to spend with them? Until it's like, all right, we're done here, right? And your job is to keep that, remember the first time you fell in love? You didn't want that date to end, right? It just kept going. You kept talking. Your best friend you met, you just keep talking, and like the conversation goes forever. It's like, whoa, it's 2:00 in the morning. I got to go to work tomorrow. Let's quit talking, right?
Yeah.
You want to be that person for them. And eventually there is a point where it's got to end, but that shouldn't be 15 minutes, 30 minutes. I mean, I always, when I was face to face in the field, I always wanted to spend at least an hour and a half. That was my goal, because there were certain things I wanted to accomplish in there. And on average, that took about an hour and a half to do. Now, if I need to spend 4 hours, I would spend 4 hours. Even if I had another appointment, they probably might not show up anyway, right? I don't know. And now we have a team. It's like, here, someone take the appointment, whatever. But never be in a hurry to leave. And then if you've done that good job, you've been thorough, you've done everything you can, the cool down after the sale is the most important thing. So when you start doing that cool down, God, you've been around Frank. He doesn't even talk about insurance. He just talks about their lives and politics and whatever they want to talk about. And then he goes, okay, let's get this done. And he does a decent job on going through there, but he illustrates that it doesn't have to all be transactional about that. It's about building a relationship.
Yeah.
So if you do that, first of all, it's an emotional thing. We were talking yesterday about how inspiration is not a choice. It's not something you logically sit down and do. It's an emotional connection that you feel overall. All right. So if you have that now in the cool down section, after all the business is done and taken care of, think about your biggest fear about this client not becoming your best deal and give voice to it. You have an opportunity right now while the oxytocin hormones, I don't know if y'all know about that, it's called the cuddle hormone and all that. That's what happens after you make a sale. You know that feeling. God, we love each other. We're feeling good. That's all that. There's a real way to imprint into their mind whatever you want right there. So something my father started years ago with MedSup was Miss Jones, right now, and again, I would do this till the end of time if I'm still talking to customers. Right now, remember what we've just done, because they may not know it, right? Reframe everything that just happened for them the way you want, that's simple for them to understand. Right now, what just happened is we went through, remember, you got an AARP policy from us. I don't work for AARP, right? I don't work for Mutual of Omaha. We just went through all the available options to you, because remember, we work for you, not the insurance companies. We went through all the options, and for you, exactly where you are in this moment, with what we talked about, this is the very best thing for you. And I can say, I'm looking all through all of it, this is the very best thing for you. Now, you can agree and I agree. Neither of us have a crystal ball. Things change all the time in the world, right? Insurance companies change. Dad always say, all I know, you have a 6-month rate guarantee. It's 6 months, and one day they could call and say they're going to triple your premiums. Now, I've never seen them do that, and they don't seem to have a pattern of doing that, but they could, right? So by saying that inoculates them. You're taking them mentally into this world where the bad thing you could happen happens, and then you're telling them what to do at that point. But when that happens, know that I will know what the best thing for you then is, right? Because this is what we do all the time. We stay on top of all of it. We research all the companies, stay on top of all the trends and everything. So that's why I want to be your insurance agent for life. And that's what my promise to you is, that I'm going to stay on top of these things. And whatever happens in the industry, you just give me a call. I'm always just a phone call away, and I'll be able to help you then. And then if you can say those things and believe them down in your gut, as deep as in your deepest soul, that you really want to make that true, then that genuineness will not be matched. the person that calls during the AP or the Joe Namath commercial comes on or whatever, they're like, huh? Well, they might go, oh, can I get free everything? Let me call.
Right.
Let me call Victoria. Can I get free everything? All right, that's what you wanted, right? So, I mean, that's the biggest thing. So, welcome in. Can we get someone on this side? Can you come over here? Yeah. Yeah, I just got a big
We're
line.
not meditating. I looked up the word. It said meditating. I'm
Yeah,
like,
no,
oh,
we're not
let's go
doing that.
meditate.
No, we're about to start sparring soon.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that too.
This is
Round
the
two.
grappling floor right here. We're gonna. Yeah, so who's gonna fight first? The dojo.
Those two.
Yeah.
Am I being?
So,
Yeah, that's right, exactly.
Oh,
We're all
no.
three, we are
Did
fighting.
you get the bad
already.
Some kind of chair.
So.
Have a nap.
I'm okay.
But I love that because sometimes I think agents think they can only bring up the positive issue, only bring up the positive, keep it happy and like, yeah, you found the best rate, excellent, we're so happy. But, I like that you're bringing up that, look, this could very well happen and don't let it scare you. Expect it if it happens, but just know that I'll take care of it.
Because in the end, you're not selling the policy; you're selling yourself. You're selling.
Right.
You're selling our agency. You're selling the services that we offer and how we're unique. Anyone can get them the policy. What we offer is we've been in business since 1984. We are independent. We work with all the carriers. We stay on top of all the trends, and we work for you, not the insurance company. The big guys are coming in, putting all the money into the transactional call centers. They won't be around. If they are, it'll be a shadow of themselves because we all have seen what's going on, right? So we were just talking about how to distinguish yourself from the competition by saying, I want to be the best insurance agent you ever had. And then after the cool down saying, going through, this may not be I want to say exactly as Dad always said, this may not be the last insurance policy you ever need, but I'm certainly the last insurance agent you'll ever need. And the reason why is because we stay on top of everything for you. And you'll have to watch the recast to see the whole conversation.
Right.
But this is the nature of the dojo. So we're actually live streaming. This will be on video. It'll be on our internal networks, and it'll actually be public too. So we're going to attract. The goal of it is to attract people who resonate with us. So we want to act like we want to show what our environment is here, because a lot of people are like, I hate that, and a lot of people go, I need to work there. Right. And so we're trying to attract the people who just completely resonate with that, so we can build this company what it's going to be. So
I had a call yesterday that I helped that it was nothing sold, but that wasn't the point. But I do have a customer for life though.
Okay.
She's gonna be, or her neighbor who came in while we were on the phone call.
Mm-hmm.
But basically, her only complaint about her current Advantage plan was that she tried to use her Flex card that was supposed to have $750 on it, and it was said zero, and she hadn't used it. So something was wrong with the card, but that was obviously something WellCare was going to have to fix on their end. So I called WellCare, and I got WellCare customer service and got her to the right spot where we got that fixed.
really,
Yeah.
so
I could have done that.
Right.
Right. I've never,
Right.
I didn't
No
even have a
agents
way
would
to
have done that.
add a call in my previous,
right. So she wasn't in a position to change plans, or you.
no,
Okay, she couldn't even change.
no.
So that's a really
Not
neat
till
thing.
October maybe, but,
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And sometimes you're going to get, a lot of people think that the person you can't help, you're wasting your time. And I've seen a lot of people, and they don't last in business long. When they approach a lead, it's like, I don't want to waste my time with this lead. They're starting out in fear.
Right.
I'm going to waste my time. So they're trying to eliminate the opportunity in this. Like, are you ready to buy today? Can you buy today? Can you
Right.
And they want to get off the phone in 3 minutes so they get to the other person.
Right.
Well, it gets real expensive to feed that agent, first of all, because they kill at least half of their opportunities just with the energy they're putting
Right.
forth, right?
Yeah.
So when you get with a customer, sit back. What you just did, like you said, you probably got a customer for life.
Yeah.
Even if you can't help someone, the best thing you can do, my dad taught me this too, is sit there. I can't beat your price. You got a med sub, plan F, plan G. I can't beat your price. It's, hey, look, you have the absolute best thing for you right now. Good job. Things are going to change and all that. I want to be here. But if someone comes in and tells you that this plan doesn't cover you well, and then you need to pay more for it, anything like that, grab your wallet, hold on, and ask them to leave.
Yeah.
That's what he'd say. And when I was out in the field with him years ago and he would do that, I like, well, couldn't we try something? He's like, I build a reputation in this town, right? And they would always invariably just come back and say, no one has ever told me that before.
Yeah.
Wow, I cannot believe, a salesperson comes into my house and tells me to stay with what I have and don't let anyone talk me out of it, right? Invariably. And then he'd say, listen, things will change. If things change, when you get a rate increase, here's my card. I want you to call me. And if you have any friends who need a good and honest insurance agent, I'd like you to give him my card as well. And he would make sure he put that in there. Yeah. Because that's how I do it.
This lady, I only spent probably half an hour with her, but we had a great rapport, good conversation. And while we were talking, her neighbor or friend or somebody came in and she stopped talking to me for a second, took the phone away from him, and said, I've got this great insurance agent on the phone. You want to talk to her? She's helping me right now, but you want to talk to her or whatever. And then there was some exchange I couldn't hear. But then she definitely she asked me, please, I need your phone number and whatever, like her neighbor or somebody, I'm going to get business out of it. I am going to get
tell
business.
Everybody.
But something was wrong with her card. I don't know, but we got it fixed with what she was on.
My recommendation to you right there is if you have something there, don't leave it up to chance and hope.
Yeah, just call her and check on her.
Well, no, while she's talking about it, say, listen, we have a lot of calls come in here every day. We have more calls than we can handle. We have a very busy schedule. If she is interested, we need something. I need to get something scheduled with her right now at a time where she can focus and sit down and we can talk about these things. I'd be happy to get her on the calendar. And then, the one thing is always just say the truth. Like people think that sales is about manipulating or twisting words and all that. Sometimes it's figuring out what's true that you can say about the moment and it resonates with people.
Right.
Say, because it sounds to me like you really believe I could help her right now, right?
Yeah.
It's if you call out the moment. That sounds like to me, you think I could help her? Well, yeah. Well, you and I both know that she's going to leave in a little while and I'm going to go back and I got 20 customers I'm going to talk about and we're going to forget about it. So if you really think I can help her, let's get something scheduled while you have me.
Right.
Remember the words, while you have me.
Yeah.
Very powerful.
Yeah.
If you go into a doctor's office, he's the prize in the conversation, right? He's not begging you to come in, right? You're the authority. You have the credibility. You're the person that is the prize in that relationship, right? While you have me, and I know you want to get her help. You think I can help her. Let's get something locked down right now.
Yeah, that would be good.
Is this okay? Is she there? Well, okay. Well, you can do it tomorrow at 2:00. Okay.
Yeah.
Right. And then, of course, scheduling appointments. Y'all know how to schedule the best appointments. Tell me what you do.
A or B.
A or B.
Or afternoon.
Morning or afternoon. Right.
Right.
Same thing for y'all. Yeah.
Yeah. And I check the time zone difference if there is one.
So here's where I'll go a little bit above and beyond that. When you're talking to people who are mostly retired or the decents who don't have work and stuff like that, almost anyone's going to be less busy than you are and going to have a more flexible schedule than you should have, right? So what I do is I say, when do I want to talk to them? So I read it out and like, okay, she's at her friend's house. Well, probably not right now. Probably tomorrow afternoon or something like that.
Yeah.
Tomorrow morning. I figure out something and then I say, listen, let me check my calendar here. I have some time tomorrow. I have an opening around, and I can't give you exact times because I always give everyone my full attention.
Right.
It's always good to seed those things in when you're talking. I always give everyone my full attention, but it's going to be around 10:00 tomorrow morning. And then I got one, looks like Tuesday after next at 3:00 in the afternoon. Which one works better for you?
Yeah.
Right. So it does a couple of things. First of all, it makes you, it demonstrates how busy you are and how careful you are,
Right.
And then second of all, it gives you the time that you want, because if you ask them to make a decision, they're going to get into uncertainty. Uncertainty never leads to a sale, right? So it's just something I learned over time.
Yeah, that's a good one.
And then to solidify an appointment, people are like, okay, good, see you at 10. Because then how many no-shows do you have? So you said that, so then you can solidify the appointment. Sit there and talk about, okay, all right, so it's going to be around 10 o'clock. Do I have your name, phone number? If you already have it, who cares? Get your name. What's your full name? What's your phone number? The more information you get them, give. And you're testing to see if they'll give you that information, if they're serious or not about it. If they're serious or not about it. If they're serious, they'll give you that information. They'll interact with you a little bit. So you're testing that. If they're not, then you got more work to do, right? So you need to gauge that when you're doing it. People want to take, I call it the fool's gold. Okay, yeah, we'll talk tomorrow and I'll buy a policy from you. Great. All I have to do, and we go drinking and celebrate. All I have to do is call them at 10 o'clock and she's going to buy a policy. And we call, even if they show up, well, you got to go through the whole thing at that point, right?
Yeah.
Your best lead, you always got to give your best effort to, right? So, so you go through that work with them and then go through the whole thing. Say, listen, I told you it was going to be around 10 o'clock. Now, what I promised to you when we get on the phone is I'm going to give you my full attention. Oh, you need it for 10 minutes or 4 hours. I'm going to be on the phone with you that whole time. I'm going to give you everything you need so that we can solve your problems thoroughly while we're on here. While you have me, right? Well, what am I doing there? I'm also setting the expectation we're going to do business tomorrow. We're not going to chit chat and all that. I'm going to be there as long as you need for us to handle whatever, and you being completely in the best situation possible. But let me tell you something else. I also do that for other people. So I'm talking to other people before you, and I may have some free time before, and I may call you at 9:30. And it may be 11 o'clock. Is that okay with you? Is that okay with you if it's kind of flexible like that? Oh, you know how they are. Oh, sure. Don't worry. You just call me.
I try to sometimes make and tell them I'm going to need your medication list, and and your doctor's names
Clip
too,
that.
like so they can.
Hey, Nico, see if you can clip that coffee
card.
popping up on my face right there. That was pretty
Take
cool.
that right out
It's
of
like
there.
slow motion. Hey, go ahead. You're talking about medication.
So like I'll tell them I'm going to need your medication list. We'll need to get your doctors. I mean, if it's a med sup we're already talking about, I might not say that on the appointment thing.
Right.
But if it's
Why
not, either way, I say, but we need to get your Medicare card, have that with you.
That's perfect.
Those kind of things, so they can set up that they need to get ready for it.
Right.
That
Right.
helps a little.
No, it helps a lot. And that's gold. It's exactly what you need to do, because if they start talking about those things, you're gauging, what level of certainty they are, and you're trying to set an expectation. Because what you want for that, first of all, is to know that they are serious. They will be at that time. That if you do what I said about the timing, if you call it 10:03, you're not in trouble. Right?
Yeah.
With some people, this is unprofessional. You said 10 o'clock. But if you set it up like that, then, and it also gives you flexibility in your time. What else happens? You do not have anything to do at 9:30. And you're like, I can't get in a call because I got a 10 o'clock appointment.
Right.
I can't tell you how many times in my life I've seen people out there just chain smoking out there. Yeah, I got an appointment in 20 minutes. I can't get on the phone now. Like, you're wasting your life, right? Time's too precious. So it does give you that flexibility with the appointment. It gauges their interest. And now you're sitting there, you're already going through the work and getting them to work in between time. That's why that's important. Because now they have homework to prepare for the appointment. So when they show up for that appointment, now they're ready to do business.
Yeah.
They're pulling for you. Their subconscious mind, when they sleep, is sitting there trying to work through things and figure out and they're pulling for you by the time you show up.
Yeah.
Right. It's always good to, I think, to have them, get out a piece of paper and a pen, or get out your calendar, put my name, say my name, have them write it down. This is our appointment. That I think is a good way to solidify it, as well as be prepared. We got a lot to go over because you need help.
Right.
You need my help.
Exactly.
Professional help.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it. Everyone needs professional help. We're going to title the video, "You Need Professional Help." There you go.
Yeah, I think any action like that or like that is getting them, it's just another step to commitment to talking to you and taking the appointment seriously and not flaking out. I know that we're gonna handle some business.
And it also
Right.
gauges if it was a flaky appointment, like, I don't want to waste my time tomorrow. And by the way, the idea that anything's going to happen later, there's limits to what can happen now, but nothing will happen later if you don't do the right things now, right? If you don't push it to where it can go now and make sure it's right, because that's gold. I got someone who's interested to talk off a warm referral from someone I couldn't help. Well, let's take care of it.
Yeah.
Let's take care of it and then get it set up for the next day and take it seriously. So, that's great. You guys are already coming really far with that. Just make sure you field it. And that's kind of what you're saying. I'm hoping that, that kind of works out. Get better at, there's gold. That's just as gold as the lead that just got transferred to me or whatever else.
Right.
This is just as gold. Here's a live person I can talk to. I can't probably do the full presentation today, but I can set that solid appointment now. So, what else y'all experiencing? What's the challenges in the market right now? Or in yourselves?
Talking to
Or
people.
yeah,
Just get somebody on the phone.
just having the dry spell on the phone.
Yeah, a little bit.
How do you respond to
I've
that?
been lucky on the phone so far, phone-wise, talking wise.
What's that?
I've been lucky today on the phone,
Oh,
like getting
yeah.
through some of those outbound calls that
Yeah.
I've been just getting ringing or leaving a message or whatever.
Yeah.
I got
You'll
a
have
couple.
those days. That's just the name of the game.
Yeah.
Ups and downs. So I just deal with it like any other day, because just because I haven't gotten a deal before noon doesn't mean that I'm not going to get 4 after noon.
That's right.
So you just got to have that mental.
But I like the differing lead sources because, right, it seems that the incoming calls slow down when we have the outbound calls that we can make or the lead sources. And then just, I think, too, combating people just not a bunch of, it seems like maybe sometimes you have those days where it's like, God, nobody's answering, just leaving voicemails. Well, you know what?
Right.
You leave stellar voicemails and they will call you back, the odds are. And those wasn't wasted time.
That's hard though. It's hard to leave the 12th voicemail in a row on that bad day. What do you do? I mean, you're killing it on the board. Like, what are you doing to get that? Like, what do y'all do in that slump, in that dry season and all that? Because it is just a numbers game, but you can make a numbers game permanent if you let it get you down. And that's what a lot of people do.
Well, when I finally do get somebody on the phone, I'm almost like so excited. So maybe they see that, wow, she's really happy to talk to me. Right? So maybe it's to our advantage, It's just all on how you look at it.
Yeah.
Just like everything.
If you listen to 10 of your voicemails during that slump, would they all sound the same?
No.
Would the fourth one, fifth one start tailing off into routineness?
They're shorter just because I kind of leave more of an introduction on the first couple. And then, hey, it's me again.
Oh, wait. Okay. So that's for the same person.
Oh, yeah. Oh, okay. I see what you're saying.
You're getting 10 new,
Oh, yeah.
turning 65 leads in a row,
Yeah.
whatever.
Yeah.
You're leaving voicemails.
So I guess it just kind of depends on how many voicemails I've already left from that person as to what I'm going to say. But I always tend to switch it up.
Yeah.
And still always just try to be friendly
What about your energy?
and smile.
Do you have that? Do you have that?
Yeah. Well, I mean, I'm sure there are times when maybe once every 100.
Well, that's the trick.
It's important to keep your head in the game because even when it's slow and it's something, sometimes it's just slow for everyone. And then you're tempted to like wander off or like take an extra long break or just find some snack. I've found that there have been times where I'll be like, you know what, I'm just going to still sit here, be available and hit the phones, even if it's not producing anything. And what do you know? The one random call comes in and I'm the only one available and it's a deal.
No.
So I just try to remember that, keep my head in the game and just try not to let it affect me.
I'm going to ask you a rhetorical a rhetorical question. Is a voicemail a prospect?
Not unless they call you back. I mean, it's a prospect, I guess, in a way, but
Will a human being who you could probably help listen to you on that voice?
think so.
I think, yeah, mostly
Yeah.
I think they do.
If they're not going to, don't leave the voicemail.
Right,
And let's say 20% don't.
right,
You don't know which 20% it is.
right, right.
You should get in your arsenal to have just as much enthusiasm to leave that voicemail as you do when someone picks up the phone line every time, and keep that up.
Yeah.
No,
Exactly.
Because I've had where a day where it's just all I did all day was leave voicemails. I didn't talk to a single person. And I probably left 50, 70 voicemails. And it's easy to say, oh, well, that was a big waste of time. Well, guess what? The next day, one person called me from those voicemails, and it was a deal.
Right.
You know, and it could have been a 0 day.
No.
But
Right.
she decided to, maybe they others didn't listen to it, or maybe they heard it and they just deleted it.
Mm.
But the one person didn't, and she wanted to hear what I had to say.
So that's good. So do you think you got to leave 50 voicemails to get a call back?
No, not necessarily, but I think if you
That happened that one
leave-
time.
Well, but I think if you leave 50, the odds that someone will call you back are better than if you made
Right.
10.
Well, also, what's the content and quality of those voicemails?
Right, but
Yeah.
remembering that too. Not just
Right.
leaving 50 crappy voicemails, it's leaving 50 helpful sounding voicemails and eager voicemails.
Speaking of
It
good
sound
voicemails.
approachable, or, sound like you're
Quality
somebody
and quantity.
they could all talk to, not,
Which is gonna be different than the other 10 from
Right.
other companies that are calling for their Medicare.
and I've had
And
some
then they're like,
people
"Oh,
that
I
pick
hit
up
that
during the
line."
voicemail. You're leaving your voicemail and they
Oh,
are
yeah, I
coming
have
to the
that.
phone and pick up,
Or
and
they'll
so
listen like,
that's,
oh, does this person sound nice or not? And then they're like, yeah, they do. So they pick up.
yeah,
Yeah. Because you may very well be, they're hearing you, even though you think
Yeah.
maybe they're not. They may.
Yeah, if it's
Right.
not on the cell phone, if it's on the old school machines or
Right.
whatever, they can do that. So yeah, I would just say always take care of it. Like this old tennis coach told me, you get a easy put away. Take care of it. Don't get oh yes, I got to put away and then make an error. Take care of it. Do a good job. Know where you are. Be present in it. If I'm leaving a voicemail, I got to be sitting here saying, this is a person I'm talking to. It's not a numbers game. It's not a whatever. There's a human being who's going to listen to my voice and what I say right now. I got to do everything within me possible to increase the chances of that person calling me back. It's one-on-one person. And to keep that up, no matter what's going on. What do we have a day, wasn't it a week before last, where like everyone bombed, and nothing was happening.
right,
Like what, on that day, normally it's kind of cool because I'm in a slump and like Frank's over there crushing it. And I'm like, oh, it's not that it's Tuesday. No one buys on Tuesdays, right? Yeah, no one buys in June. No, because he's crushing it and she's doing good over here and all this. So even on those days, don't let them make that slump permanent. Always make sure you're doing everything you can do. And if you are doing everything you can do possibly in every situation, you will have the slumps. But instead of them being like this, they'll be up here and like this,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
Yeah. So, so take it seriously on that for sure. Just if I leave 50 voicemails, I'll get one. I'm not picking on you. If I just keep leaving, if I make enough dials, enough people will come back. Well, the thing is, it always happens one-on-one. So I got to make the most of my every one-on-one action at every single moment. And if I'm doing that, then I'm playing a higher percentage game. Does that make sense? So,
I try to
How to
pretend
do
it's like
that?
my aunt or my cousin or, something like a neighbor. Oh, if I was calling my neighbor, I
Mhm.
use that voice, whatever that voice would be.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Or not my best friend neighbor or whatever.
We are all a bunch of actors.
Right, but imagine it's somebody that I might see on my street or, talk to again that I would wave hi to on the way past or whatever. And so that it helps me stay
That's
a little more
great.
energized sometime, pretend it's like my aunt or my cousin or
Well, because
somebody I know,
no one wants to hear, hi, I am with Medicare Gurus, and I can see that you are turning 65 today.
And
Can you
people
please call me back? No.
Yeah,
no, I mean, what is it? How would you talk to your mom, to your neighbor, to your friend, and all that? Treat them like a person, because there's something hardwired in us that responds to that, right?
Yeah,
It responds to a friendly person treating us like normal,
yeah, yeah.
not needing something from us or whatever. So,
Yeah,
being
and
there
that's
to
the
help.
decision they're making when they hear your voicemail. Is this somebody I really want to talk to or not?
Right.
And,
Well, and I agree with you, but it goes a little deeper. They don't make a conscious decision. Inspiration, being attracted to someone, all that is not a logical decision that's made. It's something that it's hardwired, a gut feeling and all that. There's some people call me and like, I know it's junk because I'm on this like get a loan for your business thing that I think I figured out something in like 2007, and I'm still getting calls weekly. And it just goes on and on and on and on. And like, sometimes it's really bad, sometimes it gets better or whatever. But I like talked to a guy for a long time one time. I picked it up. He's like, "Hey, Brandon, what's going on?" Blah, blah, blah. I don't remember exactly what it was, but I was bored. I was like, "Hey, what's up?" Blah, blah, blah. And I was like, I want to hire this guy. There was an emotional thing because, I hire salespeople. I wanted to hire this guy. This guy was good. So there was something in there hardwired to me. And I talked to the guy. We didn't do business, but because I didn't need a loan. But anyway, speaking of voicemails, Frank, I've seen you go up and down on voicemails and slumps and all this. And I mean, you obviously can crush it and have gotten real consistent in your method. What's your golden nugget on voicemail, leaving voicemails and staying consistent with it?
Will always leave them. Number one, I don't care. You're already on the phone's already rung, voicemail's picked up, an extra 10, 20 seconds isn't going to kill you. With the ups and downs over time, that's because you tweak one thing at a time and you give yourself time to be able to test and see if that new thing works. What I've learned over many years and thousands upon thousands upon thousands of voicemails is that no matter what I tell them I could do for them is never going to eclipse what they will imagine they need to call me for. It doesn't. You got to stop telling people that.
You can't sell over a voicemail.
Sell over a voicemail.
Don't tell them the benefit of calling you back.
Yeah. Leave things like, I can save you money. I can do that. You're already in that file of garbage. Go away. But if you say, hey, I'm here, you sound like a real person, you sound not rehearsed, I'm here to help. What I'm here to help with, I don't know yet, right? People will call you back. They will call you back because they'll go, you guys are all parents in here, right? All of you. What are you going to, how many of y'all had to pull this with your kids if they get a little older, like the cell phone age, and you're like, oh, call me, it's not a big deal, it's not a big deal. But the time where you go, call me now. They go, oh, what is it? Curfew? I don't know, right?
Right.
That's kind of the thing there. The mind will fill in that gap. And if you sound pleasant, you sound interested and earnest, then they're going to call you back and they go, what's this about? And then you go, that's when you engage in the conversation. So the only last thing I'll leave you with is treat your voicemails just like a greeting where the other person hasn't picked up on. Leading to that consistency, like Brandon's talking about, means that I don't have to be off guard if they happen to pick up in the middle of it. Because I'm kind of leaving that anyway. So if it's good enough to keep them from hanging up on you, it's probably just almost good enough to, with a little few tweaks, to be leaving a voicemail on. And that's it. And then also don't leave the same voicemail for each individual contact. I've called them 3 times. I'm going to tell them it's my 3rd time calling. This is my last call. I'm going to tell them it's my last call. I'm sorry I couldn't help you. That way they know it's, hey, this is a progression. You are a real person.
Right.
There's an urgency there.
Yeah.
And that urgency will start to convey.
Yeah, it's a person. You're talking to a person. This is a chance to make a sale. It's not, I can't get any calls today and all that. Start feeling that. It's what's your mindset coming into the day? Here's the thing. Let's assume it takes an hour and a half to do a good job on a client, and I think that's about what it takes. If you come in, forget all the noise, all the things people talking about, macro stuff, and like big corporations talk about all this stuff and metrics and all these KPIs and all this stuff. Forget all that. What's your game? When an athlete comes in, he's got to focus on his world, what he needs to do, right? What she needs to do. Since y'all are all female, gotta be. So what does a female athlete have to focus on? Her. Well, if you can come in and you dial the phones up and get in a conversation with a qualified prospect. It's a qualified prospect, someone who can do business with you and someone you can help. If you can take about 30 minutes to get through and get into that conversation. I always talk about, I call those commuter activities. After that, you are now at work. We're not in a hurry. We're not going to do anything. You do everything it takes to make that sale today in this call. Nothing's going to happen later. So take all the time you need. And don't give yourself the excuse that it can happen later when it can't happen now. You got to find out, because all those things that come at the end, that's because you didn't do the things right in the beginning. And that's how I had a big jump in my career early. That's everything then. We're going to do this all in one call. Now you take an hour and a half. How far into the day are you? 2 hours. All right? Now take another 30 minutes. Take an hour to get that qualified prospect on the phone. Take an hour and a half to close them. Now you got 2 sales, and it's lunchtime. Don't eat a heavy lunch that makes you down and all that. Eat healthy food, drink good water, all that, so your energy stays good. Or you light them up.
Those healthy meals in there.
I had one.
So, and then come back and do the same thing in the afternoon. Now think about that. I haven't seen anyone do this yet. So it is a theoretical, but it is the thing to strive towards. Everyone's like, I'm going to put 50 calls a day and I'm going to get 2 or 3 sales. That's mass-produced incompetence. You'll hear me say mass-produced incompetence over and over, because that's what our whole world is going to.
Do bad things faster and harder.
Right. I like it. I just went off on 1,000 tangents there about marketing and all that. So anyway, but that's your goal. So know where you're at in the deal. I got 30 minutes on average to find the right person. I find it 1 minute, or I find it in 45 minutes, whatever. On average, 30 minutes, then an hour and a half. Stop, do it again. So now you have a target when you come in, right? My target right now, I'm going to dial the phone until I find a qualified prospect who wants to talk to me and I can talk to. Then I'm going to take all the time it takes, and then I'm going to do it again. I'm going to do that over and over and over and over, right? Now, okay, well, if you have a qualified prospect and you have the mindset to do things we're talking about, tell them you're going to be the best insurance agent they ever had, that you're going to take care of them and multiple generations of their family and all their friends and all that by being the best insurance agent you ever had. And you're going to be there as long as it is. You're going to have at least a 75% closing ratio, because no one does that. No one takes care of them that well. And if you commit to, I'm never going to call them back, I'm going to take care of everything now for them psychologically and whatever it is, then, your closing ratios are just going to go through the roof. So it's going to take a little while, because you quit BSing yourself, quit taking that fool's gold, I'm going to get a sale tomorrow, when you have one in front of you. Your brain will backfill, and over the next month, if you're like most people who make this decision, you will get to that high 75% closing ratio plus. So 75, that's 3 out of 4. So that means one person didn't buy. So you got 3 a day. But wait a second. Y'all are also going to make some upsells. You're going to sell some final expense, some dental, some whatever else, right? You're also going to get a husband and wife team, double. So I could say you could consistently count on 4 policies a day by going that slow, right? Now, how different is that than what everyone else in the world is trying to do?
Right, very different. Night and day.
Take that time, you have 4 policies a day, times, that's 20 a week, times 50 weeks a year, because you're going to deserve 2 weeks off after you're doing this so well, right? Because you're going to have to spend that money sometime. That's 1,000 policies in a year. And it's not stressful. It's not crazy. It's not.
Right.
It's what you guys are doing and getting better and better at, making lifelong friends, connecting with people. And the energy you guys have out there on the floor is amazing. Seeing that as you guys are coming along here. You guys been here, what, a couple months now? 3 months?
About 2.
About a month.
About a
Over
month?
a month.
2.
2 months?
The amount of activity,
Yeah.
even though it's like you'd think they'd
So-
be here longer.
Yeah, the activity and how you guys have progressed. Yeah. All right. So, but I mean, you see the culture evolving on the floor, how you guys are progressing and all that. It's not crazy. It's not. We don't have a big boss around environment or anything like that. We're focused on the customer, taking all the time it takes for the customer. It's calm, steady, routine. We don't have to spend a gazillion dollars on leads and have a team of accountants looking at CPAs and all this other stuff and 7 layers of managers looking at it. It's if the people on the ground are empowered to only focus on the customer and have all the options to them, then we can have that calm life, right? And it's good, and we can feel good about what we did at the end of the day. And yeah, 1,000 policies a year. Frank broke the record, or was the first one to ever do 1 million policies. That was only 600 in 2011. That was
607 issued sub policies.
607 in 2011. That was the first $1 million med sub producer ever.
Brad's the first individual to break 1,000. I don't know, he broke 800 new and then 1,000 total apps in a year.
Yeah.
As an individual.
Yeah.
So I've been off the floor full time. Like I'm still on the floor. You guys know you.
Yeah.
Here off the floor full time for a while now, while we've been developing these new systems. And one thing I will bring up what Brandon said, when he says 75%, he is talking about a time frame and an era where our company, when we were doing it, where we only had Medicare supplements and bad health was a real thing.
Mm-hmm.
So when that 25% we weren't closing includes people you just can't get. They really want it. Sorry, can't get it for you. So nowadays, now that we have that other out, there's sky's the limit. If we do a good job, we get everybody because we have that availability. So it's wonderful.
And we're doing a lot better now on covering ancillary products. And I mean, you know, when you were doing that, like I said, 600 policies have made you $1 million producer. Well, we're talking about a simple, calm path to 1,000. We weren't achieving that. We haven't achieved that yet. No one here has actually consistently come in and wrote 4 a day calmly. With the leads
one day last week.
Yeah.
But and two were ancillary on somebody. I mean, you know.
Oh yeah.
So still.
Well, congratulations on a hell of a day. Yeah.
But
Like to do that day in and day out and all that, people rush and go up and down and all this other stuff. And there are inconsistencies. There are days that don't quite work. There's streaks you go through, but there's also streaks that go up. So that mean, I think if someone behaved perfectly, that mean would be about 4 policies a day throughout the entire year.
Oh yeah.
Now, when you get into AEP, it gets weird. I try to coach people down off AEP and say produce less than is possible, which is everyone's like, what? It's like, remember, we're trying to make a lifetime customer. The advantage during AEP is that people are eager to buy. And so you can shorten that first part a little bit, and you almost are expected to, but you can't shorten down the cool downs. You can't shorten down the emotional bonding stages and all of that. So maybe it goes down to 50 minutes to an hour of presentation. But you'll have, like, they'll be stacked up. There won't be that little time in between. They'll be stacked up. And the people who have followed that more than they haven't are the ones who end up producing a lot more during AEP anyway. Because people are like, oh, it's so great during AEP, but they're still selling 2 a day, 3 a day. And the person who's methodical is selling 6 or 8. It's still the same principles. Yeah, if I'm trying to find a lay down, well, I'll get a few lay downs during AEP for sure. But if I'm methodical, I can get 6 a day during that time. And it's something we'll work more on during that period where it's just everyone's like, I got to sign up. What I got to do? And that's only the last week or two. The first part, the same principles apply, right? So that's what's actually possible if you do the right things. Now, are you going to be perfect and all that? No, but you got to have that ideal behavior set that you want to live towards. You know, your game day approach, and it should be the same now and 20 years from now. Something that has kind of been figured out, years and years of wisdom. This is the way. And if you create a simple model in your mind, a simple behavior model, that's not hard to do, right? Come in 30 minutes to find someone on the phone, whether it's the first call or the other, you know, and then an hour and a half to sell them. Do that twice in the morning, twice in the afternoon. You're rich. And the way you do it is every single thing, take care of it. From the voicemail to the cool down, to the close, to the discovery, Every single thing that we teach and it's in your scripts and in our software that connects, everything has a purpose. Well, I'm not going to sell them a Part D plan here. Well, why didn't, but you should still ask them about it. You should still ask them about their life insurance, cancer, other type of policies. The more they tell you about their coverage, even if you don't have the intent to sell it or you don't think you'll uncover something, the more they tell you about it, the more they've bonded with you, right? So
Less
go
fallout.
work the system, huh?
And less fallout, you can OEP.
Yeah, and that's the cool down and the bonding and all that, right? So you get what you're trying to get. Most people are trying to make a sale, they might get into some sales. You're trying to make a lifelong, multi-generational customer. You want to be a pillar of the community. You want to, you want to be the person who has this huge block, thousands of customers, and everyone's coming around you saying, how will you train me? Will you be my mentor? And then you build a downline of tens of thousands of customers. You do that slowly. You do it one brick at a time. So, what else for today? Is that enough? It's just got to go run out and sell 10 of them. Oh, wait, you can't do that, right?
You never know.
Uh-huh.
You never know.
I've sold more than 10 in a day.
I have two. Oh, I think it was right at 10. I think it was
Awesome.
it was my first week after training in this industry and I sold 10.
Yeah.
I don't think I've done it since, outside of.
Was it AP time or was
No,
it just,
in March.
yeah?
So OEP, I did quite a few
Yeah.
switches from Advantage to Supplement.
Yeah. So you were just, they're coming in and you were like happy and excited and just doing it. You didn't know how to mess it up yet.
I couldn't tell you what I did.
I had an agent years ago. We took him out in the field 2 days, and it was when we were doing house to house. And came back, and he broke my rookie record. I sold 17 policies my first month in field in 1997. But everyone thought that was great. But I had spent 2 summers riding around with my dad, like going to appointments, cold calling, and setting appointments, and going out 2-3 appointments a day in the afternoon, 2 whole summers. And then I came back, had my license. So I wasn't like a real neophyte, right? I sold 17. Well, this guy comes in and he blows me away. He blows me away. He got like 21 or something. And this was face to face, like 5 a week was like killers are doing 5 a week back then. And he'd done 2 days in the field and then he was on his own. He sold whatever. And finally got around like, well, I got to go back in the field with you, see what you're doing. And this dude was making sales. I sat there and watched him make a sale, got a husband and wife buy a policy. He said everything wrong. He did everything wrong. He didn't know anything. He didn't make a coherent sentence from one to the other. There was no logical in the presentation. He was just like, hey, yeah, I'm here and I work for the Todds. They're a great family. I mean, I love them, Oh, it's all good, man. It pays all of it, I think. I mean, it's pretty good. And it's just going crazy. And I'm sitting here like, I can't allow this. Like, and then he gets them, they're starting to sign up and all that. And I was like, hey, all right, let's back this down a little bit. I'm here. I can't walk out letting this happen. But he was killing it. And why? Because he was just excited. He was enthusiastic and he didn't mind closing. So he was happy, closed. None of the logic mattered. It was a transference of emotion. And then I ruined him after that. I told him he had to be methodical. He had to tell the truth. He had to know what he was talking about, know his product. And he's like, I got to go drink it. This is the same guy, by the way. Y'all get a laugh at this since we're telling stories. He literally went to an appointment one time. He was there at the appointment. He was filling out the application, and that critical part where he's filling the application out in the close, has the customer all. He looks at his watch, and he goes, oh my gosh, I have an appointment in like 5 minutes. I'm like 6 minutes away. I got to go. Can I come back afterwards?
Oh, no.
And I said, why did you do that? And he goes, well, I thought she would appreciate, this is the way we think, like we all do dumb things. He thought she would appreciate how honest and timely he is and how he keeps it up so he can do this. So he goes, and as luck would have it, thank God for me, the trainer, that other person didn't show up for the appointment. And so then he went there and he came back and said, don't worry, she doesn't like me, basically. She didn't show up. Let's finish this up. Well, what do you think she got? Well, that's good. I'll think about it. I know everything I need to know, right? Obviously. So, yeah, that was when part of our trainings and all that became love the one you're with. Love the one you're with. There's no tomorrow. If you got another appointment, who knows if it'll show up, whatever. And that's why you take all the time you can.
And just
Don't
always
rush human
assume the
interaction.
appointment won't show up. Make the assumption, even when you're trying to make an appointment, make the assumption, because it makes you really want to go ahead and close it without making that exit door.
And I mean, here, we always, hey, can you call someone or someone else take the call or whatever it is? We don't want to lose it. But, when you're on your own like that, it happens. So, all right. We feeling good? We got anything else to discuss today? It's been a pretty good conversation, I think. Yeah. Every day is different. Every day is different. We come in and talk, and I like it. It's raw. It's really happening. Different people are coming in every day with different things, and it's what Sales Dojo was designed to be. So come in and get some inspiration. And
I have something I'd like to bring up, mainly because you guys are all sitting here. It's the first time I've been able to get you guys outside of a morning meeting where we're all groggy. But I have noticed, especially over the past few weeks, that there's been a marked difference in the way that you guys have been approaching clients at the very get-go of conversation, and versus basically the guys' approach. And I feel like you guys have been more, you're setting up more like an intimate conversation and getting a lot more emotional buy-in, and you're showing a lot more interest in the people that you're talking to. And I see that your conversations, especially at the very beginning, are going a lot easier because of that. What are you guys' thoughts on that?
Yeah, I think it's making them feel comfortable from the get-go, and one of the things that I've done, and I think you've said that you like it, is just telling them from the get-go, this is what we're doing. I'm going to take care of you, whether it's getting you into something or whether it's telling you to stay put. You're going to get taken care of.
Yeah.
That's what we're going to do.
Yeah.
And I think they let their guard down, and that they feel better about that, and they're more apt to opening up.
Yeah, because I noticed the context of y'all's conversations are really personal. It's really, really building a great bond with the people. So I just wanted to kind of get in lots of good feedback.
I find that sometimes spending that time just having actual conversations about what's going on and getting that emotional buy-in or whatever, then it seems like they come out with a lot more things that I don't know if they would have ever said, well, I need help with this or that or the, sometimes they don't even know that would be a benefit on some of the plans, or, it's like stuff like, oh, well, there are going to be plans that can help you with the transportation. So you don't have to wait till you get a neighbor again, or, they don't even know that some of the plans have some of the things they need, but they come out with some things like, well, I used to get my brother to drive me, or things like that I don't even think necessarily would have come up if in conversation if we hadn't already.
And they don't think about it either, because they're just like, it's always been that way. And then without that conversation about the personal life, you wouldn't go, oh, by the way, I can handle that for you.
Right.
Because they
They don't
think
even know.
They don't think it's a thing.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, what about you, Kim?
Well, I think it is important right away to open up. I mean, tell them right away, it's stinking hot where I'm at. When's the and just talk to them like they're my friend.
Right.
And, and then I love the ones that are mean, because then it brings on a challenge for me. Let's see how long it takes me to get them to laugh. And just open up, and you don't have to be mean to me. I'm a person, and they're so used to.
I heard you say that yesterday.
Yeah, I do. I tell people you don't have to yell at me.
Yeah.
Right.
And sometimes they're surprised that somebody will even say that back to them.
But they're so used to probably the majority of the people that are in this industry not giving a crap about them and just trying to go in for the kill. And so right away, if I say I'm Medicare Gurus, they're, Medicare. And I've got to break that wall down right away. I wish sometimes I didn't have to say what I was calling for until it was time.
Right.
But anyway.
Well, why do you feel like you have to say
That I'm Medicare Gurus?
Yeah.
Well, probably for compliance, right? Like, I better tell them who I am right off the bat.
I don't know a CMS reg that says that when you call someone that you have to say
Say
what
name.
company name you are.
Uh-huh.
Or that you have, there's really, I mean, check on it, but
You just can't say
Yeah.
you're from Medicare.
Well,
you can't
Right,
say you're from
right.
Social
Medicare. You
Security
can't,
office.
Right.
I mean, you say what your name is, and then you
Uh-huh.
can talk about whatever. Yeah, like,
Yeah.
don't put a whole lot of, check your assumptions on those things. I mean, you assume that you have to do that. That's normally people who are successful break the rules because I have to do everything I've seen before. So everyone, hi, I am calling from this, and it's about this, and da 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 da. Frank's greatest voicemails are like, hey, it's Frank Bryant, call me back.
Oh,
Well,
yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
A little bit more than just. I did try it. I actually did try it. I was like, I think I put that concept of imagination a little bit too far. But no. Here's the
I need to call me back. It's urgent.
You hear this all the time, and you hear it from every Medicare specialist.
Yeah.
We invented that term. No. I mean, not like the industry. I mean, in our office over on Jekyll Circle.
Way
came up
before
with
that.
the term.
Way before that.
Like no, before that was like Medicare expert.
No,
Medicare
you're the
specialist.
one who started saying Medicare expert. You started that, like really honing in on Medicare expert.
Right.
I'm a Medicare expert. What can I do for you?
Yeah.
Just your style that's
And then it became
unreplicatable.
Medicare specialist, then I started saying.
Well,
Medicare
we
specialist,
always
I'm
said
an
we're
expert in the
Medicare
field.
specialists, like
Right.
from Dad's time.
I say
Really?
Medicare
Yeah.
advocate,
Oh.
like I'm here, because I
So-
feel like some of these people don't have anybody in this world.
Well, we are
to help
specialists.
Helping
them.
them.
The thing
Right.
is that the classification of it, if it's not so targeted like that, but we used to say I'm a Medicare supplement specialist. I'm like, it's too targeted for me because I want to get into conversation with people that were in Advantage plans to tell them this is the world of Medicare supplements. But when I said Medicare supplements, and I said, let's go ahead and take out what my agenda is on this conversation and just immediately go, how can I help you? What's going on? Well, I didn't know you were calling me. What do you need? I don't know. What do you need? And they go, well, I was looking at Plan B's, and you're like, and that was the whole thing. It's like,
Yeah.
it's
It's a
broad.
staring contest.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What
Verbal
can you
staring
do for me? It's like, well, then what do you need me to do for you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
So-
two, I'm even sometimes I'm starting and it seems to be working, which is I'm just saying I'm your advocate. Because I think sometimes too, when I would just say I'm your Medicare advocate or I'm a Medicare specialist, they just think, oh, health insurance. And then when I bring up the life insurance, they're like, oh, yeah, I need some, but I need a life insurance specialist. You're a Medicare specialist.
Yeah.
But so now I'm saying, no, I'm an advocate for anything and everything you need.
Yeah, and
That
so
seems
these
to-
terms, like, I put my compliance hat on and all that. Like, you're having a conversation, you're describing yourself and what you do. There, at no point are you trying to mislead anyone that you work for the government or you're not a licensed agent trying to sell insurance.
Right.
But we are different because we specialize in Medicare, so we can call ourselves specialists. We are experts, so we can call ourselves experts. We do advocate for the client, so we can call ourselves an advocate, right? Because I know someone's gonna be watching this somewhere and go, "What can you say that?"
Well, and also, by the way,
Yeah.
for compliance needs, our first part of our conversation, we always start off with trying to find an opportunity for someone to get the best possible plan, and that is a Medicare supplement.
Right.
If the needs and
Yeah,
conditions,
yeah.
we go that, and then we have to go into an Advantage plan, we do the scope of appointment, we do all that other stuff, so
Right.
that's
Right.
fine. But
Yeah.
one of the things you're not going into, no one cares about what company they get something from.
Mhm.
They don't. They care about the person they interacted with when they got it. You're not selling Medicare Gurus. You're not selling Mutual of Omaha or Aetna. They don't care. They care about Victoria, Penny, and Kim, and what they can do to make that client's life better. That's it.
Right.
Well, I'll take that one step. He's exactly right. But then when you go through CAPP, company agent policy price, agent can also become agency because then it becomes even stronger. We were talking yesterday. Y'all know about CAP. We talked about it. 4 emotional things that people need to be satisfied on to buy insurance and emotionally solved. It's a good company, good agency, good policy, good price. All right. You satisfy them with those 4 things, the sale's automatic. So the agent portion of it is, yes, you're good. You're going to take good care of them, but you're in high demand and you have a whole team around you that's going to take care of them. And you've been here sometime, but we've been here since 1984. And because you're with Medicare Gurus, you have access to all the carriers, all the information at your fingertips with the best technology, and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So we can give you better service than everyone else because and then the best way to illustrate that is the reason I'm at Medicare Gurus,
That's what I used to do.
right? The reason I'm at Medicare Gurus is because of all of these things that help me to serve you better. And I know if I get hit by a bus, that all these promises I'm making will be fulfilled by the whole team and the culture here forever. So that a part of Medicare Gurus actually, of agent becomes agency at the same point. So it's always agent, agency. And, if you're a single agent out there, like it's just the agent, you're talking about you. You're always selling you. If they hate you, they won't care about the agency. You're selling you, but then you can sell you and the agency around you better, and then they'll really feel good. So that was just a caveat to that.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, and what you're saying too is why I'm here is really what I keyed in on. I mean, all those things are valid, but what really worked for me personally, and it won't work for everybody, right? But it worked for me personally is when I got to say why I'm here, because I get to tell more of my story. By that time, they already know about me, but then they go, well, this is why I love working at this place. I tell them
That's why I tell a story about my aunt.
You see? Yeah, you tell the story about your aunt. For me, it was like, I bounced around from, high-end sales and executive position from company to company, and I just didn't fit because I come from the Marine Corps and I was in air traffic control. I had very, very, very stressful, precise jobs that had a lot of consequence, and, it meant something to me. And I come here, finally I get to be in this particular organization. Medicare Gurus, the only place I've ever found in my career that's let me do this, where I get to make great money. And I tell clients, I get to make great money doing something that matters. I don't ever have to apologize or explain what I do. I help people with Medicare. And it's wonderful to have a company that really backs me up on that and actually provides all the tools to do that. I can't do this anywhere else. That's how wonderful this place is. And they go, yeah, I want to work with you and that organization that allows you to do you. And that really works out good. And it's because people follow people with a purpose. Sales is leadership. That's it. Sales is leadership. You're leading them to a solution.
Yeah.
So if you have a purpose, you can articulate that in a very earnest way. They're going to go, and I don't agree with this guy all the time. I can get behind him. And they'll do it.
Yeah.
So just be honest with them. Tell them your story. It can be anything. These guys are really wonderful to work with. They do everything for us. They even take care of
Jack Adams told me that. Jack started with us in 2003. And it was a Christmas party or something. So he came to us with a 10-year goal. He said, I want to work for 10 years. I'm almost 50. I want to work for 10 years. I want to make a residual income. Then I want to do ministry. That's my goal. I said, great, because we require you come in with a 10-year mindset. I'll talk to you guys about that when you came on. You can't be successful in this business if you don't say, I'm going to give this is what I'm going to do the next 10 years. And so 7 years later, he comes to me and he goes, Brandon, hit all my income goals. Everything's good. I want to start working remote. I'm going to transition out of my leadership role here. I'm going to start working remote and doing ministry. And now he's doing mission trips all over the world and doing great things. He met his goal 3 years early. And a couple years after that, comes back to one of our Christmas parties. I said, will you speak at the Christmas party? And I asked him, what's the one thing you would tell these new people here about being successful? And he said, tell them about yourself. Tell them about you. So like I tell that whole story. The one thing he could think of that made the difference in that was tell them about you. It's not a transaction anymore. It's a personal relationship. And, if that's in our DNA, and I want it to be more and more, and I love the idea of just saying it over and over. I want to be your agent. I want to be all your friends' agent. I want to be your kids' agent and your grandkids' agent. If you say that, that communicates something so deep, so profound, because that's the goal. I don't want to sell. I don't want private equity. I don't want any big companies coming in and controlling us and all this other stuff. I want to build something beautiful from the ground up that stays there, that makes promises and all that, because that's the answer to everything that's going on in our world, is that the people on the ground aren't controlling their own destinies. And so that's what we're building. So I think we should end it there and go back and make some sales, right?
Great.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Let's do it.
All right,
Awesome.
so let's do the
Thanks,
outro. Let's go do the outro here. So thank you for all you streaming live on Facebook, YouTube, several other platforms. If you want to connect with us, go to insuralink.com. That's or insurasales.com. That's INSURASALES.com. You want to connect with me? We have a social media platform. It's like Facebook, but specifically for insurance agents who want to focus and work. We do not allow advertising or recruiting on there. It's simply for people who want to talk, have conversations like these, help build their business and their agency and their block of business. So go to insurasales.com and sign up. We'll see you there. And we're going to be here live Monday through Friday at 12 o'clock Central Time for the rest of the summer, and we'll see where it goes. Y'all be great. Take care.